I need eyes to see.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
Welcome to the Lunch Pail Boys. I'm one of the hosts, TJ Harkness. Also on here with me is a man who may need an introduction. He's been gone. He was prisoned in a Chinese labor camp for approximately 2 weeks for dog fucking. Steve Wainick.
Uh-oh. I thought it was a monkey jail.
Yeah, it can be both. I fucked my way out.
Those monkeys. Those monkeys were... You rued the day.
Monkeys, dogs, all the same thing.
Yeah, they really didn't know what to do with me.
We're like, throw him in solitary confinement. We can't. He's fucking us on the way there.
He's enjoying it too much.
Nothing but a big dog monkey fuck fest. Help us. Lord Jesus.
And I'm at the center.
Steve, I do want to tell you, the shirt, good touch.
No, thanks. I'm glad you like
For
it.
this festive, very festive for the weekend, the Holy Weekend.
Yeah, you know.
Where
Thought
the
I'd
Jesus
wear my-
rabbit, where the Jesus rabbit
wear my
returned
wear
from
my
the grave.
Sunday best.
Blessed by the Pope.
All that good stuff.
I don't know if you did that in reverse or not. I can't tell.
I don't know. I don't know if I did either. I don't know.
For those of you who don't know, we are doing this also on video, so you can either listen to us or watch us.
But let's face it, you're probably opting to not look at our hideous mugs.
That's
fuck,
probably the
look at
best
me.
option.
I mean, I'd look at Steve and just go ham on my wiener.
Ham on the wiener.
Yep, go ham on my wiener. It's a new
Ham
type of
on.
sandwich. Ham on the wiener. Also, that other lovely voice you hear, it is not the coming of Jesus Christ, but yet Jesus Christ already here. Skylar, there is no Dana, only Zuul Wood.
He's coming.
As Maynard once
That's it.
said, Christ is coming, and so am I.
Yeah.
Damn it. Fucking Maynard. So how are you guys doing?
I'm all right. You know, I'm still kicking.
Good.
Is the butt COVID going okay,
I guess.
Steve?
That's with all the kicking, because that's how you cure butt COVID. You just kick stuff.
Kick and
Yeah.
fuck.
Kick and fuck. Out of,
Got it.
He fucked his way out of COVID too.
It's going
That
to be
thing.
the title of my memoir. Kicking and fucking.
Fucking my way out of danger. The Steve Wainick story.
So I want to add that Burton just tried calling me. So if Burton, you're listening to this, go fuck yourself.
You're busy talking about
Butt COVID.
butt COVID. Fucking monkeys.
See, you're gonna make me look like a liar because I said you're a fucking dog, Steve. That's why you weren't in here.
Oh, well, I mean, dogs are part of it. Dogs, monkeys. I mean, you know, in China, it's kind of all the same, right?
Yeah, it'll work.
Nope. I think dogs and
I mean,
monkeys are. Yep. Okay. Awesome conversation.
They fuck just the same.
Old Saipu's gonna love us now. He's gonna be watching my TikTok account.
Yeah, old
I-
Winnie. Winifred the Pooh.
I still get emails on my TikTok account. Hey, some busty vixens looking at you. I'm like, I thought I erased it.
Nope.
And then I get another email saying, no, you didn't.
No, you didn't.
It
Don't worry.
answered me.
You did delete it, but we realized that you didn't really mean that, so we reinstalled it.
How can we keep our eyes on you? You don't have our app.
Where
True,
we're going,
true.
we don't need apps.
Mm-hmm.
I get. Okay, yeah. I don't know what to say to that. It's not like the first time I've seen Steve naked. I didn't know what to say to that either.
Most don't.
But, so, today we're going to be finishing off with our hands and mouth.
Ooh.
I almost said Georgia, Florida.
The Georgia, Florida Linestones. Yeah.
Why? I think that's a band. Georgia, Florida, something. Is it Line?
Line, yeah. I think it's...
Okay. I don't know anything they sing, but that's like
I mean, you can make it up. You know, beer trucks.
They're
dirt roads.
they're bro country. I think. I heard.
Is that really a thing, bro country?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, that's
Pretty much.
Yeah. Radio
Much what-
country, bro country.
What modern country has become. Not good. Well, I mean, I don't know. There's some better. There actually isn't some.
Hey.
There's some newer artists out there. Not bad. They're remembering.
I don't know
their
if Kenny Chesney's
roots.
putting anything out.
Chestnuts.
He's my thing. I log jam with him.
You know, it's going to be. It's going to be in Indy later this year, sometime this summer.
Charles Manson.
No, the Old Crow, and they're opening up.
Nice.
They're opening up for the one and only, the Hank Williams Jr.
I did see that. Yeah.
I mean, Hank looked old back in the 80s. I'd hate to imagine what he looks like now.
Saw Hank was Stapleton like 5 years ago, I feel like, and he was old as shit then.
Yeah,
Jesus.
He was still awesome, though.
Yeah, he came to the hotel several years back and put on a hell of a show.
Did he really?
Yeah, old as dirt, but
Old
yeah,
as dirt, but he's still kicking ass. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. You know what? I may consider selling my soul to the devil after all.
Always a good option.
Steve?
I can be the go-between there. I can be your broker.
I always like how people, I'm obviously joking, but people are like, I sold my soul to the devil. That's how I became successful.
He's not joking.
I'm like, oh, it wasn't all the hard work you did? No, it was the devil.
He's a big Satanist.
Yep, big.
Huge.
I wonder if doctors get just as pissed. Like if you're like, oh, thanks Satan, he saved my baby. You know,
no,
thank God. Like
they probably don't. They're probably like, yeah, no, I have an altar in the back. He's the only reason you're alive.
We just sacrificed a newborn 2 doors down for your.
Well,
kid to
we throw some throw a pile of foreskins on a fire and say a few words.
Oh, dude, that's perfect chitlins right there. You throw them in a crock.
It's a metaphorical fire. By fire, he means some boiling oil. And then after the surgery, you have a snack.
Yeah.
You know, I had a Catholic joke that I thought was very fitting of the current time of year being Easter. And
yeah.
I forgot it, so good job there.
Nice work.
Maybe for the best.
Podcast ruined.
Yep, all because of my lack of Catholic jokes. God damn. Shit. I'll never be. I don't know what the fuck I was saying. Anyways, so let's get this boat going. Like I said, we're going to be talking about the last 8 Guidestones.
Yeah, we talked last episode. We covered mostly the first 2 and sort of the ties to eugenics and some less than some seedy cults that align their views with these eugenic views, including one Miss Yoko Ono.
And somebody we didn't talk about with ties to the seedy underbelly of eugenics and population control, KFC.
Wait, the Colonel?
Not the current. Well, yeah.
What are we talking about? We're not talking about the Colonel. Is
No, I messed up. I forgot he was called the Colonel. That's why I was like,
is it 11 herbs and spices? Is one of the spices eugenics?
no. It's cyanide and birth control.
Ooh, I knew I tasted that burn on the back of my throat.
The spiciness. That was the birth control, not the cyanide.
No, the cyanide is what happened later in the bathroom.
Oh boy.
It was a death shit.
Oh, my God, I crapped in Walmart the other day, and
Like in an aisle?
no, I went to the restroom.
Oh. Okay,
And
just-
some guy who had to have a hog because he was like the piss was coming out like somebody opened a damn faucet on the sink. So I'm like, okay, he won't hear this, and I just let the demons of hell loose. And the guy goes, "Oh my God!" And then me being me, I go, started giggling.
Yeah,
Which
that's
in
what I
turn
want.
made him laugh.
That's what I want to hear when I'm in the public restroom. Is I hear the massive dump and then giggling.
Oh, I wouldn't have continued laughing until like he kept laughing. He started laughing. Then I'm sitting there trying to wipe my ass, but my hand's shaking like Michael J. Fox.
Nah.
Because I'm laughing so hard.
No, then you got the guy next to you that just trying to hide for his 15-minute break at Walmart, and he's like, God damn it.
He starts pissing on a rag, throwing it over his face like it's World War One.
Ew. Piss
I think
boarding?
that's how they.
Is that piss boarding?
No, they did that. It's supposed to.
Oh, is that like
they pissed
filtering the
on
mustard
there.
gas out?
Yeah.
With
I think
piss?
they pissed on their filters and it activated it.
What do you have to pee? What if you're in war and you don't have to pee?
You borrow somebody else's dick real quick.
Hey, Dave, give me your hog. I need you to piss on this real quick.
Tom, Phil, Joe, I need all your hogs aimed at me real quick. You're just supposed to get the filter wet. It's not a golden shower, buddy.
I think I've seen this video before. I mean, not intentionally,
Followed by
mind you.
gratuitous masturbation. That's the first bukkake film we find.
Ew.
Uh,
Is that what
Nothing
that
like
is?
a
Is that
good
when they
bukkake.
pee on you? Is that bukkake?
no, that's when they like go around just
Shooting,
jerking their little.
just shooting loads.
As Steve referred to it, they're candlesticks.
Mhm.
I looked at a candlestick and I'm like, God damn you, Steve.
You're welcome.
That's why I've got my candle lit behind me, which is an accurate depiction of. It's like this big, this wide.
That's right.
So they're getting
As
waxed.
my mom used to say, short and fat, but fills the gap. Yep.
Good to know.
So,
Everything makes so much sense now.
And
the
yet,
last two.
not.
So, we focused on heavily the first two principles. Well, actually, that was the only thing we focused on was the first two principles because there's so much there. So
We
we're going to
got
be
8
focusing on the
today.
last 8.
It's
Yeah, but
you thought last week's was long.
we'll blast through these. These are, we'll say, like, I don't know. We don't have to go as deep into like troubling waters with these. Some of them are actually kind of nice. To think about. They kind of appeal to the
naive.
They kind of appeal to the plie. Go back to the University of Georgia.
That was a horrible impersonation of me. You need to actually shove your dick inside your body to get the sound of me. Okay? Still missing the dick in the body. It's okay.
Sorry, I don't have a dick, so I don't have a dick handy here. So
So, Steve, what were the first two items? What were the items we
So-
covered last week?
The first one that we covered was the directive to maintain humanity under 500 million in perpetual balance with nature. Then the second one was guide reproduction wisely, improving fitness and diversity. So that's where the eugenics came into play the last episode.
Hey, look at my red blood cells. They're really swole today.
yeah, my red blood cells have been pumping iron.
I fucking hate you so fucking bad for that one.
Yeah.
God damn it.
I'm a little actually low in iron, a little deficient, so.
Most assholes are. So, with this episode, we're going to discuss the last 8 tenets, while also digging deeper into who Mr. R.C. Christian is, or as Stephen Zuul called him last episode.
Royal Cola Christian. R.C. Cola Christian.
Yeah, that's okay. Yep.
R.C. Cars?
R.C. Cars Christian?
Yeah, this is
Radio-
getting,
radio
you're, right.
control.
You're right. This is getting ridiculous.
E. coli Christian.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's what made me shit the other day. But anyways.
So the last, they said, we have about 8 principles to go through. So this would be number 3, technically, on the big board. Unite humanity with a living new language. Then you have rule passion, faith, tradition, and all things with tempered reason.
Temperature.
All
Don't let that
temperature.
shit raise above 65.
You keep your passion to about, we'll go 69. I like that.
I like my faith at medium rare.
It's a good number. A little pink in the middle. A little pink.
I always like pink in the middle, son.
Maybe some blood. It's good. That's good
Nope.
faith. Nah, he likes it well done with ketchup. Cover that ketchup, faith. Anyway, so we'll move on here. The next one: protect people and nations with fair laws and just courts. Then,
That'd be a nice change.
yeah, fair and just. Weird. After that, we got let all nations rule internally, resolving external disputes in a world court. Avoid petty laws and useless officials. Redundant.
I wouldn't have my job if we did that. No,
Yeah.
I'm nixing that one.
Balance personal rights with social duties.
Sounds like a bunch of commie bullshit to me.
Yeah, we go from eugenic to commie real fast here. Prize truth, beauty, love, seeking harmony with the infinite. Then we hit like hippie world here.
That sounds like a Tool song right there, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. And last, certainly not least, and maybe my favorite. No, it's not my favorite. My favorite's the
Probably
eugenic
Steve's.
ones.
So it's my favorite.
And my favorite's the eugenic one. Be not a cancer on the earth. Leave room for nature. We'll say it twice. Leave room for nature.
I'm glad they wanted to state that one twice.
You gotta drill it
case
in.
They weren't clear. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, hey,
Well, they
motherfuckers, if you didn't hear me the first time, leave some fucking room for nature.
They want you to rent a room at the Holiday Inn and put a squirrel in it.
Bring in the plants. Sir,
Yeah.
sir, the plants don't go inside.
I rented this fucking room until next Tuesday, and I'm going to put a bunch of squirrels in it.
You're bringing in bags of mulch inside. No, sir, no. Keep that out there. The mulch stays outside.
You bring in the couple oak trees, just like full-size fucking trees, just throw them in the room.
So, before we get going, I'm going to tell you there are, and I think I've weeded them out mostly, but it may come up, but there may be a few references to the Bible, and some of it's like alleged prophecies, so, which I don't put too much stock in Bible prophecies, so, but that's what a lot of people interpret the tenets.
Biblically?
Yeah.
I take my
sense.
prophecies from Miss Cleo.
Well, I mean, that's the only way you can assure accuracy.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So
I still
we'll.
prefer tea leaves.
This ain't no fucking Harry Potter bullshit. It's
Is that in Harry Potter?
tea leaves.
Harsh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Divination, bruh.
Divination.
Brah.
Hey,
brah.
What you doing, brah?
Man, that'd be sweet if they talk like that in Harry Potter.
Well,
Hey,
I mean, that's
Leviosa.
an American.
Leviosa, brah. Do you even Leviosa? I bet you he doesn't even Leviosa.
You're so stupid. Oh,
That's all I got. I can't.
You.
All right, so we'll start this off with the third rule. Unite humanity with a living new language, as opposed to that Latin bullshit.
Dead languages.
Yeah, fuck them. They're dead.
Mm-hmm.
So create a common language. The Bible states that an antichrist will come along and unite people. Cool. What better way to unite people than with a common language? So yeah, the Antichrist theory with the new language. Well, I mean, doesn't sound like the worst idea. You know, get some.
What, the Antichrist?
Yeah.
Sounds
I
sounds
dig
like
it.
a good guy. Well, I thought it said the Antichrist, but I think that'd have been better.
Jerry Seinfeld. Hey!
Hey.
He was in that movie, Ants,
That's right. No, it was B movie.
Ah.
Yeah, there was a movie with ants, but I think that was
The Kitty Diddler was in that one.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Yeah.
which one? You're going to
Paulo
have to be more
Shanahan.
specific because a lot of kitty diddlers.
Hold on.
Oh.
I almost typed in Kitty Diddler on Google.
Let's be honest, that's not the worst thing you've typed in this week.
Woody Allen.
Oh yeah. Wait, he was in what? Bugs Life or the B movie?
Ants.
Ants. Was there a movie called Ants too?
I mean,
Ants.
it didn't get a sequel that I know of. But
No,
That's for last night.
that's good.
Zuul. I want to make love to your feet. So, while it doesn't specify the eradication of all prior languages, I don't know. I sort of teeter on whether it would be safe to assume, that it's saying eradicate all other languages. Would you say?
What now?
With how dark everything else is?
Yeah.
maybe. I mean, I guess it depends on, which theory you subscribe to. Like if there's the apocalyptic scenario, and you're basically rebuilding from scratch, then you could assume that there are no languages, so you would need a new one. But I mean, if you go with the other one, then a new language, then yeah, obviously that would probably require eliminating the others.
Just thinking though, like maybe if you're gonna make this suggestion, wouldn't you maybe have come up with the language? What are you gonna let the fucking nomads that are left behind after nuclear winter come up with what? Are they just gonna choose Spanish as the national world language? Not the national.
Oh, fuck. Something else I failed.
Yeah, I'm not gonna have a very nice teacher help me out of that one.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna be talking no Mexican in the new world.
Jesus, fuck. I know you're being a smart ass, but holy God, that caught me off guard. I thought Burton was on here for a second.
I mean, somebody's got to fill in.
So let's just... sorry.
I was just gonna say, but this is, it'll continue throughout the rest of the guides. But the guides, they're all they're like I don't know, they're like Kramer. He comes up with the idea, but as far as the execution of the idea, it doesn't. It leaves a little to be desired. Like that's nice. Make a new language. Why the fuck did you include dead languages on this thing if you're trying to eradicate the past languages and create a new one.
Hey, at least RC Christian isn't putting a garbage disposal in his shower.
That's a great idea.
No, I made this salad in the shower.
Yeah.
Everybody starts spinning it out.
I made this whole meal while I bathed. Yeah.
I love that show. So let's just assume that, like, we'll assume the worst, okay? There, I would say, some ramifications with regards to having, like, one united language. The most profound issue is what a singular focus would lead to eventually, the homogenization of culture. So much culture lies within, what we say and how we say it. Dialects, in different regions of the country. There's dialects and also, what's it called?
Like traditions and shit, like, right? Like,
Well, I'm just trying to... We all speak English, but in the English is our main language here in the United States, but you go up and fucking, Boston, and you're like, what the fuck did this motherfucker just say?
Well, yeah, I mean, and also so much of our like kind of idioms and phrases, classic sayings and all can be traced back to different languages.
Yeah.
I saw a cool video. It was a lady, she's a linguist or something. She was explaining how the way Southern English is spoken is the closest to the way like the colonists would have talked.
Yep.
Than anything else, like any of the other like way we speak right now currently in times. And it was really cool the way she did it. She started from like colonial English and broke it down to like how you talk in like sort of like Alabama, Georgia area. I'm not going to do it because it'll all just sound like this, because I don't have any real like control over my dialect. But like, and then down,
I say, good sir.
but then down to Creole and like how it morphed into Creole. Like French influence and the English, it just was really neat. But yeah, I mean,
think I watched that same thing. Yeah,
yeah,
it was really cool.
Too. It's really weird.
It's really weird because she does it well. She can like actually like flow from one dialect to another, and but yeah, I mean, I think eradicate. I don't necessarily believe in revolving your entire existence around traditions in the past, but. If you forget where you came from.
But so those, like, say language is what I would call like a cultural identifier, okay?
Sure.
And it separates people typically geographically, sometimes familial, things like that. So this would radically roll back the 80s. Okay, so the implementation of this would radically roll back like what happened through the 80s and 2000s with the mantra of individuality. Because so much of who we are and who we identify with, like individually, is based off of, I'm trying to think of how to say it. It's based off like broader perspectives. So regionally, then say more locally, then family, and then individual. It all shapes us. This homogenization would also assist in the limiting of dissension. If you can get everybody speaking the same thing, thinking similar things, it could help eliminate, outside thought and, I think, intellectual reasoning.
Maybe. I mean,
sorry,
we have enough
sociologist.
I mean, no, I mean we have enough in I don't think it would necessarily limit dissension as far as just like a single language, because I mean, those of us that speak English here, the US is primarily an English speaking country, and we have shit tons of dissent across the board. Mostly from, I mean, I don't know, obviously I'm speaking very broadly, but like mostly from English speaking people. That's not to say that other languages, people that speak other languages don't also have dissension, but I don't know if it necessarily limit it.
Okay. I don't know. Maybe I'm putting too much behind the driving force of what language is. But...
And I think, again, with most of this stuff, I think R.C. Christian and folk are just a little...
No. Go back. What was his name?
R.C. Cola Christian.
Royal
I'm not
Cola
having you slip
Christian.
up now.
Royal Cola Christian and Company. I think they're very optimistic about that, about, I don't know, just controlling people in general, because I don't think you can control a group of them, but there'll always be groups that don't go along with it, and you're talking about a world, civilizations or cultures scattered across the world. Even if you try to unify them under a single language or a single cultural identity, it's going to split off as it is. Again, like, you just talked about it here in the United States. If you go from one point to another, one edge to one coast to the other, and the differences are stark in just how people are. I don't think you can flush that out of people even after a calamity of global proportions.
You said flush.
Flush them all away.
You get a big enough order of that KFC.
I haven't eaten KFC in so long. Fuck KFC.
Flush anything out.
Yeah, that ninth spice is flesh.
Since I found out that birth control and arsenic are their last two last two spices, I ain't touching it now.
Got the flesh. Got the cyanide, got the birth control.
Did you just say flesh?
Yeah, flesh. That's the ninth spice in the 11 herbs and spices.
Yep.
Yeah.
But what kind of?
We're gonna unveil them all here on this podcast. All the spices.
Human flesh.
Human flesh.
That's where the baby foreskins went.
Yeah, baby foreskins.
Yep.
Dried. I mean, they're processed. They're dried, crumbled up in there.
It gives it the flakiness.
Yep.
On the
Smoked.
outside. Yep.
Yeah. So, anyway. Shall we move on to the next of the beautiful tenets? The guides. Number 4. Again, that is rule, passion, faith, tradition, and all things tempered with reason, or with tempered reason.
Yeah. So, what do you guys think?
Or with tempura batter.
Ooh.
Yeah, making myself hungry.
It sounds like some Jedi Order, Star Wars, George Lucas shit. Like, it's it's like somebody watched A New Hope and was like, all right, I'm gonna create this rule next.
Yep, straight out of the Jedi Temple. I don't know. I mean, what does it really mean? No, I'm serious. Someone answer this.
What does it mean?
I
was
take
rhetorical.
What does it mean?
I'm asking.
I
We're
take
looking
it
for the answer here.
Like in the vein of control.
I don't see control. I mean, I think
say
maybe
rule.
self-control. Rule yourself. Rule your passion, your faith, your tradition with tempered reason. I could see it like that, I suppose.
But why would you
That's
put
the way I looked at it.
What?
tempered reason, though, is... Why would you put... Your reason is different than somebody else's reason. So why would you put tempered reason? It's somebody else's reason you're using to rule your thoughts, traditions, and everything.
It's just not let emotion rule your... I don't know.
Yeah,
it's probably
tempered is
dumb.
Just like,
I don't know. It's probably dumb.
I mean, tempered is not letting it get out of control.
But what you may think is out of control isn't out of control for somebody else. And may not be out of control for 3 other people, but it is for one other person. You see what I'm saying?
Well, yeah. So I mean, it's
just
you put it that way. It's a stupid rule because nobody. It's all different. Everybody has a different take on it, so there's no way it could possibly fucking work.
I think. I think really, if we're looking at it, the first 2 are the meat, the potatoes of the Guidestones, and there's some good stuff throughout the rest of them, but there's some to be honest, there's some filler in there. There's some sawdust in there.
So it's like Taco Bell meat.
It's like it's the lips and assholes of the Guidestone hot dog that we're looking at here.
Yeah, it's like the dude trying to reach the word count on a paper.
Exactly.
He's like, fuck contractions. I'm gonna spell
might
that
have
shit
lost TJ for a moment, but he'll be back. We'll talk amongst ourselves. But yeah, there he is, Jiminy Christmas. But yeah, the hot dog of life. Wait, what were we talking about?
I remember hot dogs and assholes and
the word count. Yeah, he was he was putting the font up on his periods and he's
increasing his margins.
All the tricks he could do to stretch out an essay.
Courier knew. That's what we used to do back in fucking. Oh, you got a courier knew that shit.
I mean, he paid for how big is the slabs of granite? He's gonna fill out those motherfuckers. He's not gonna leave any blank space on them.
You should have put pictures of people fucking or something like that.
I don't know what to write here, so here's some penises.
Just a bunch of stick figures.
Yeah. Look at this stick figure cloaca. Oh, I'm starting that again.
Yeah.
Shit. So, I've already sort of told you a little bit of how I feel on this. But I'm also trying to look at it because I knew you guys would come at it from this angle, so I'm trying to look at it from the more sinister angle.
He's looking at it from the underside. He's trying to get a glare at the taint of it.
Man, and that taint is hairy, son. What you eat on that thing, and you're flossing for weeks. But anyways, so I feel this is a way to, when you tell people to real passion, faith, tradition, and all things with tempered reason. Religion, first of all. I don't think it says. Like I said, this is going to go back to the Bible a little bit at times, but I don't think God would be fond of if he existed, say, for your guys' sakes. Would he be in favor of tempered reason, or would he want you to be like, oh, fucking worship me at all costs, right? I
don't know.
Is that not
I've never met him, so to be honest with you.
You fucking smart ass.
I'm not gonna put motivation on a person or a thing. A thorough being I've never met.
Let's get him on the phone. Let's call the fucker up. Be like, hey, bro, let's get your opinion on this.
Can we just call Burton?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Again, it's a thing I think that sounds cool, but when you really try to think about it, it doesn't make a lot of sense. Maybe you should have left a smaller stone next to it with some more explanation.
Addendums.
So this is what I meant by the
subtext.
I was really high and I was eating Colonel's 11 herbs and spices and.
Hey, did you know one of those was foreskins?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So
we'll move on to the next one then.
Yeah, so we got number 5, protect people and nations with fair laws and just courts. Man,
just common sense.
Or a wild imagination.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Our system is not as bad as what everybody always feigning poor me, poor us, poor,
Oh yeah, it could be a lot worse.
Our laws are, yes. So I have no problem with this idea, right? But then it comes back to fair laws and just courts is just something like we're striving for that with our system, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's always improvement for whatever you're going to do.
Mm-hmm. Fair for who?
But my issue, I will say, all my issue lies with the use of the word fair. Life in general, isn't fair. Sometimes shit is just not in the hands of the individuals, and it's in the hands of Ka.
Yeah, but we're not talking about arbitrary, like just the whims of the universe. We're talking about men.
But we are.
We're talking
other people's opinions.
I guess. Yeah, I mean, again, it's like you're still asking a group of people to potentially not fuck over another group of people.
No, yeah.
But
we're not ever going to have a fair, like
no,
a level like definition of what fair is for everybody.
That's
I
why
will say, like
Good.
People get fucked over by big corporations all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I think minorities have been fucked over by laws in the past. That's been pointed right at them, to basically lessen the population. The whole thing with Nixon and the CIA and the introduction of, was it heroin?
Or
Crack.
Was it crack?
It was crack in the
crack,
inner
sorry.
city, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and then old Tricky, wait, was it Dicky? Tricky Dicky, did he start the DEA?
Well, and he said, he's like, I read a book that had a quote from him, and I wish I could find the fucking book. It's in somewhere. But basically the gist of it was, like, we'll use these to control the urban populations.
I mean, both
by enacting these laws.
Well, it was the war on drugs was essentially, and I think it maybe in that book you're talking about, I heard a quote too. Essentially, it was his idea was if you can do something to criminalize basically the two groups that are the most outspoken against the war in Vietnam, then you can arrest the leadership of those groups and effectively render them useless as any opposition to the what became the failed Vietnam War. So that would have been the war on drugs would have then targeted marijuana and the hippies and crack and cocaine or whatever, I guess, and the more than as the black populations. Those are the two out the hippies and the black populations were the two that were speaking out against Vietnam the most and getting traction actually with within the country until you throw that DEA hand grenade out there and his name wasn't Dick Nixon for no reason.
Called him Cunt Nixon.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, and it's still happening, because, I mean, it's not like we've taken... I mean, some states have, sure, but federally, like even marijuana, those marijuana laws and all are still on the books. So it's not like, it's slowly making progress, but it's not like we've completely gone away from that, So something that was started in the 60s, early 70s, it's still continuing. So it's not like...
I think it's got more of a broader focus now, though, because, everybody smokes fucking pot now. Or eats it.
It's true. It's everywhere. Yeah, we live in a state that's basically an island surrounded by legal or semi-legal weed stuffs. But, oh, fuck, I was going to say something. I don't remember.
That's the weed.
Yeah, probably.
I think you were wanting to mention the next herb and spice.
Let's see. Yeah, what do we got here?
Oh, yeah, we've got... Wait. Yeah, so we've got... avoid petty laws and useless officials. So that's your favorite, Skylar. This is it could be a good thing. We got some pretty petty laws to deal with now.
Oh, fuck
Did we?
yeah.
No, we didn't.
Skip 6.
Oh, fuck me. I can't. It's blue. I can't read blue. I'm gonna blame colorblindness.
Oh, great. I'm surrounded
Hey,
by...
only I can use that one.
Colorblind.
My dick's colorblind.
The fact your dick is retinas and
And corneas and
rods and cones and...
Ew, I don't know. I don't stick any of that up there.
You know, Steve, I've heard you were sort of into sounding.
Oh, God.
Mm, Nope.
Yeah.
that's some bad news bears.
That's the next herbs and spice. Sounding
You
rod.
fucking idiot.
Sounding rods. So we'll get to the petty. We'll get to my. I mean, I want to get to it too because I like it. But the next is let all nations rule. Rule internally resolving external disputes in a world court. What in the one fucking world government is that?
Woo! NWO, brother.
Yeah. Let's all unite under a one world court.
But is it?
No. I mean, it doesn't say that, but you know,
I don't think it
you
takes
gotta
anything
read,
away
but
from sovereignty.
got to read between the sandblasted lettering.
Got to read that shit with your third eye.
By my third eye, I
Let me
mean
pull up my day.
a butthole.
Third eye, not
Yeah.
brown eye.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Is
Fame
that
Wars.
not the same?
So-
yeah.
This is a huge one that conspiracy theorists, I hate saying that fucking term, nutbags, sort of used as saying this, these Guidestones were a detriment, they were pushing for a one world government. This is number 6 was one of them, which maybe reading comprehension is lacking.
I mean, maybe to the point that, if you really want to see what you want to see, you will.
I mean, they could be turning our frogs gay.
Yeah.
Could be.
Those frogs are so gay. But I don't know. I mean,
Greater good.
I wasn't ready. Again, it could be an innocuous idea. Innocuous, is that a right word?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, it is.
I think it's the right word for what I'm trying to say. It's not
Innocuous.
innocuous.
Not, innocuous.
And I'm innocuous.
Yeah, I can't afford those.
No.
You fucking idiot.
They-
I want to cut off your phone.
Wow, imagine in the future we could do these podcasts like this, but we'd be like in virtual. We'd be in the metaverse, and Zuckerberg would be
3D.
boobs.
Zuckerberg is to be sitting behind us, going, "What you talking about, guys?" Huh? Rubbing
That's
our
what I would
shoulders. It seems more like a Biden thing, but anyway.
He wasn't forgetting something and sniffing my hair, so I don't think it's necessarily a Biden thing.
That's the other herbs and spice.
Hair or Biden?
Biden's hairy legs.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It's a nice idea. You'd want your nation to be able to deal with its disputes, but if you got to come up to say, "Oh, hey, I got a problem with Uruguay or China,"
You're
even.
gay.
Whoa, hey. I'm not, but
Don't make me call Trantor on you.
not that there's anything wrong with that. But, again, it sounds like a nice idea. You want to strip away all the spoopy undertones.
Steve, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely does sound, some very New World Order-ish. I mean, that's where my mind goes.
Does it?
I mean, right away, yeah. Maybe
of everybody's. I think yours wouldn't, and mine would.
well, I don't know. Maybe that's just because I've read, so much shit, listened to so much shit. Maybe it's just like word association, world court. It's like dun dun dun. Like you immediately, like word association. You just jump to it.
Yeah.
Immediately hear world something, world organization. You're like, I don't like the sound of that.
Yeah, whether it's a good thing or not, you just immediately like, well, that sounds bad.
It's not. The bigger the government, the bigger the government, the more room for corruption. There's more room for dumb people being dumb people.
But I mean, we have this already, though, sort of.
Yeah, and it sucks.
Yeah, look how good it's doing against Putin. He's like,
Yeah.
kill the little kids, and they're like, you're a felon, and he's like, nope.
Like, yeah.
Nope.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
He's like, I dare you to come get me. All right. You want to do number 7, Steve?
Oh,
He's like, what?
Are we ready for 7?
He's
now?
like, wait a minute, I already did it.
So, yeah, back to 7. We're going back to the future here. Avoid petty laws and useless officials. So,
I'm not a big fan of this because I love Tom Petty, dude.
well,
So I don't know.
Petty laws.
and you're a useless official. So,
Yeah, you're a little biased, I think, on that for that point. So
nailed it.
I will tell you,
off with his head.
bureaucracy fucking sucks, dude. Bureaucracy is like, yes, it's fucking stupid. So yes, I'm in full, get this stick and start jerking it mentality.
Cut that red tape.
Yep. The epitome of bureaucracy is when you try to use the postal service to mail a letter across your town, and it has to go to Indianapolis, so it has to go 20 miles north of you just to come back and go 2 miles away from you. That's the epitome of waste, bureaucracy, and dumb government bullshit, in my opinion. But I'm not hating on the postal service. I like the postal service.
They're gonna start pissing on all your packages.
Dude, I went for a week and they didn't come to my house. I was afraid that I did something wrong that pissed off the post guy because I had a letter I was actually trying to mail from the mailbox and it sat there, and it was a bill too. Needless to say.
Why don't you get that shit sent electronically?
I wanted to feel old timey and write out a check long form.
Skylar, one of the few people that have checks. That's not 85.
Yeah, they have checks with address on them from 7 years ago. So you know how fast I'm burning through those sons of bitches. But, I actually, you know what? I faxed it too, just to really get deep into the 90s.
I hate you.
What's
I
new?
did. Well, I was gonna try to look up some petty laws. There was one petty law.
Is it the won't
And I
back
read
down
it as
law?
like the list. I love that song.
Yeah.
No, there's it was on this website that said like the dumbest laws in Indiana, and it was like it was against the law to listen to Bob Dylan
Really?
out on the public street. Yeah,
Jesus, I am a felon. There was a time in college where they would have given me the death penalty. Jesus.
I remember riding with you a lot of those times.
My favorite's the Mary Jane's Last Dance law too. Petty law.
What is?
Oh, yeah.
I fucking hate you. I don't know why I keep saying that. Jesus. That went right over my head.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
fuck that one.
Yep. Sorry, I'm free falling here.
We won't treat you like a refugee then.
Just handle me with care. Okay.
So the next one is balance personal rights with social duties. I think it sounds okay.
No, this one's dumb.
Yeah, that's some call me bullshit.
It is, but I think it's something,
Again, take these aren't as bad if they are mere suggestion and not like you will balance this with this. Because I think it's a good idea that you need to have your individuality and your personal rights, but also we're not living in fucking an island individually. We live amongst people in a society. This is a society, and we're gonna act like it. I mean, you don't have to be the best person, most friendly dude in the world, but don't be a dick for no reason.
Consideration,
right?
Yeah.
So
that's all.
again, not a bad idea.
just as long as they don't legislate it. You can't legislate.
Perfect. You can't. You really can't legislate.
Compassion.
Yeah, compassion, goodwill. So, is that it for that one? That'd be pretty easy one, I think.
Yeah.
Do we have any? Steve, what do you think?
Along that line, though, there is, I feel like a fine line there. I agree with you. You can't legislate compassion. But I feel like sometimes, for the example, hate speech, or what's considered hate speech, being is on that fine line, because it's like, while on the one hand you can't necessarily legislate like people, the asshole out of people, but if that language eventually builds up into physical violence, yeah, wouldn't it be? Can't you do something to slow the roll a little bit? And I feel like that's maybe the purpose of some of the
I think
hate speech laws.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree. Again, though, I agree that you shouldn't hate speech, whatever you want to consider hate speech. I would say that it's bad, but when you try to legislate something that is, but is it? Can you really put a pin on what hate speech exactly is?
Well,
or is it a broad brushstroke where, maybe, I don't know, where you could kind of just.
Right.
It's up to it's the eye of the beholder.
Yeah, and that's where that fine line is, because you're right. You can't just come at it with a broad stroke. It's hard, but I don't feel like it's inherently bad.
No,
it's just finding that. Yeah, it's just
the idea is good.
That line.
The idea is good, but the idea is good, but executing the idea at the force of government, which is a flawed institution at its best.
So, with regards to the hate speech, I would prefer all hate speech be out there. That way I can identify the cunts and assholes right off the bat.
That's true.
Instead of filter through those that are sneaky.
Yeah.
Because if somebody's going around saying the N-word, being a fucking douche, I'll ignore them.
Yeah,
Or if they call me something stupid, fuck them. I know to ignore them now. I don't,
Yeah, this guy's a cocksucker, and I know it very easily.
But, it's easy for, for, say, us to avoid that with no repercussions, because, we're not black.
And maybe the N-word wasn't the right word, but, there's slurs for every...
What if he, gathers up his posse or whatever, and, there's a lynching in the town square like there used to be? You see what I'm saying? It's not a problem for us. Oh, we can ignore that shit. Not a big deal for us. If the dude's an asshole, we'll just go the other way.
But then we have laws for lynching, though. I think everybody's all too willing to jump on the bandwagon nowadays of hurting other people's feelings.
Well, yeah, yeah.
I got yelled at by somebody that said I was fucking, I told Steve about it. I was at the fucking getting gas, and somebody came up to me and started screaming I was racist, and I'm looking around and I'm the only one there, and and then she referred to me as a misogynistic prick, and I'm I didn't even say anything back. I'm looking around
Did you say anything to instigate this, or was this all unprovoked?
No,
Yeah.
I was pumping gas.
Yeah.
I think I had Tool being played on my radio, and I turned it down considerably.
Well, I think she saw when you put the gas nozzle in the car, you didn't spit on it first, and she figured that you weren't a just weren't very considerate lover.
I'm sitting there, got my fingers rubbing on top of the gas pump.
Flick the car's bean, massage it.
Smother it with gas.
That's the only thing I could think of. I mean, Jesus, you just shove it right in there like that, you piece of shit. This is the patriarchy at work.
The gas goes, right in. You didn't spray it around everywhere. You were considerate. You kept it contained.
Just hose your car. I'm giving my car a money shot. Gasoline. Oh man, that's fun. You never told me that. That's fun.
I remember.
I think
that.
I told Steve right after it happened.
Yeah.
I was like,
That was
looking
funny
around
as
like,
shit.
who is this bitch talking to?
But
I
again-
didn't even say anything.
Which is maybe point like I don't know.
But that's taken to the absurd, though. I mean,
Is it nowadays though?
Sometimes I
Yeah.
don't think it
Like
is.
you get labeled stuff for shit. Like, I mean, if somebody doesn't want you to speak out or something like that, like there's legitimacy to calling them something that even may not be remotely true. Like it scares the fuck out of me. Like I say something that's not remotely racist, but then somebody's like, "You're a racist." I'm like, "Oh fuck, I'm fucked."
I didn't know
Well, I mean, I don't know. I guess in your position, yeah, like for your.
But no, in general though, I'm just saying like,
Well, I mean,
if
in
somebody
general.
that's a pretty big claim to make. Like just I don't know.
But isn't that? But can't you
back
just?
off that one.
But can't we just ignore that though? Like just the way, you say
I
it's-
do, but-
Can't we just
exactly.
ignore it all? I mean, really, ignore the assholes because I think giving them, I think acknowledging it gives them power.
Yeah, that's.
I think acknowledging gives power, and I think
Looking
sometimes I think even punishing them gives them this martyrhood amongst
that-
other people.
Yeah. I
And
can
if
see
you
that.
start,
spanking them.
not even just that too. It's like if you want to prevent call it a crime for someone saying something that you don't like, well, that's just going to push them further. I don't know what's going on. So.
No, I-
CJ's
I
hitting the bottle
hiccup.
hard.
I hiccuped and it was a real high pitch
Oh.
one, so
I didn't hear
and
it.
it hurt real bad. I was trying not to laugh out loud because it really hurt. Ugh. I'm sorry, Zuul.
Sorry.
No,
He was,
I didn't
he
hear
was
it.
making this. He was making this serious point, and I'm over here trying not to laugh at you.
Yeah,
Well, I'm trying not to be like, oh, fuck, I'm
it
dying.
probably wasn't a very coherent point. So, but yeah, let me move on.
Let's move on.
Moving on.
Oh, prize the truth, beauty, love, and seek harmony with the infinite.
Yeah.
Oh man, the fucking harmony, dude. Oh, I'm so
want
balls deep in the
perspective?
infinite.
Smoke some pot, take some acid. Get
Make
into
sure,
that.
yeah, we're not condoning everybody, but because some people shouldn't do those things. But
Ooh.
open your mind in some regard.
That's always.
Even-
Don't do
I don't
acid
know,
next to a
that's
pole.
terrifying.
See, open your mind one way or the other, even if you have to pry it open with hard psychedelic drugs. You will be a different person,
I don't.
and that may be a good thing.
I was told that you'll have flashbacks later in life. I mean, I've only done acid twice, and so I was like, "Man, I'm excited because what I seen that night, both nights, I was like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna be driving down the road and like fish will be jumping out of the fucking going over the road and pigs flying and shit."
You look over, a
No,
car
hasn't
honks. You look
happened yet.
over, and there's a bass sitting there going. Like, I know.
Sir, do you know you're driving a bass?
Like, I know, right? Look at this bass in
Look
traffic.
at the exhaust on that one.
Bass has an ass.
I don't think that's a bad one though.
No,
Again,
that's about the only one I like.
I mean, I think, but I don't know, man. Beauty is subjective. What the fuck? No. Again, I think it's a winner. We'll keep it.
I think it borders on possibly, you could call it cliched, but...
I mean, it's
Sure.
some hippy-dippy bullshit, but it's not... Hippy-dippy bullshit ain't bad.
Royal Cola Christian was going through a little bit of a substance phase, and, he spit that one out.
Steve, have you ever done acid?
I have not. I did shrooms once. That sucked.
Really?
Well, it wasn't a good... I wasn't in a good headspace. The girlfriend at the time was, like, screaming at me not to do it, and I went and did it anyway. And then I had to come back. And then I had to... Yeah, I had to come back home to that. No.
Not a good environment to be tripping.
No, I spent the night, like, I don't know, I could feel, like, bad vibes, like waves of bad vibes, like, crashing over me. So it was almost like I was feeling, I'd have to take a deep breath, like, when the wave came, and then, like, okay, I weathered that one. I had a blanket over me, and I was chewing on the blanket, just, like, trying to deal with it.
Yeah, I've been there, and I think, I don't know, it's not fun in the moment, but I've the times that I've done it and the times that I've had the less than fun experiences during the peaks of it, I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I've come away with like I don't know, I don't know, I've come away with some kind of learned like lesson about it.
Man,
that makes sense.
Shit from that.
Just like,
so
I feeling the negative feelings that I felt, and it came, comes on as I like start winding down from it. But it's like, I don't know, it starts to made sense, and I don't have any like anything clear to say than that.
I had the only bad experience I've ever had was the first time I took shrooms. So one of my cousins told me that he took shrooms, and they watched him, and whoever he did it with was watching Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
So I got some off one of my off Winnie's friends, and I didn't realize they would taste fucking horrible.
Yeah, they're not good. They taste like ass.
No. And so, like, I can't remember how much it was, but it was probably way too much for me. So I put on Lord of the Rings. What was the second one? The Two Towers? Is that what it is?
The Twin Towers.
Twin Towers.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
No, okay, I get it. Sorry.
There's the Two Towers, but yeah.
And, like, when they show the orcs and all that, oh my god, dude, I was like hiding and then looking back. And
I don't know. I never got the, like, I mean, I've done it, but, like, never got the, like, let's go watch a movie and take shrooms and watch a movie. I'm like, that seems like a waste of the mushrooms.
I've had more of
I just did it because I was told to.
I mean, I've had more of a reaction just smoking weed than I did, from the shrooms. I mean, once I thought I got trapped in a time warp in Eric's kitchen. That was a trip, man. I went in there to find something to eat, and I looked over at the fridge, and like all of a sudden the kitchen started like changing, like going through the decades. Like we went back to the 50s, and it was like the kitchen looked like it was from the 50s, then like that style of refrigerator and shit. And then
what kind of pot did you get?
What kind of weed did you get? Yeah,
I don't fucking know, man. It was like I couldn't fucking move.
Was Tim? I'll say you were doing the time warp. Was Tim Curry there? Were they singing? Let's do the time warp.
Well, that's funny. I mean, that may have been playing in the other room. I don't know.
I didn't even get that with acid.
I found
what finally broke me out of it was Led Zeppelin. But like, I was fucking terrified. I thought I was going to be trapped in like the 50s and be like, man, I can't survive this.
Single greatest experience on mushroom, well, any drugs really, personally, honestly, was mushrooms and listening to Pink Floyd's "The Great Gig in the Sky."
Dude,
it was like euphoric.
It was the first time I took acid. I was sitting by my mom's pool, and like she had lights underneath in the water, and like people jumped in, and you just seen the wave just continue, and then like the Great Gig in the Sky was going on, and like as she progressed, you just seen the waves go up, and I'm like, and then like that led into was it anything?
Any color you
I
like.
can't remember. Yeah, any color you like, and then like after that album, it like went to Dylan, and I was like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah, I mean, any music from the
funny you mentioned
60s,
Floyd.
70s on any kind of psychedelics automatically going to be awesome, I think, for the most part.
Now I'm really afraid to try that. I would not. I don't know if I'd do acid again, just because I'm like,
I will say
I don't want to have a bad trip.
the best times I've had on anything was very lower doses of it. I feel like when I took more were the times that I got wigged out in my head and had to like claw my way back to like feeling not weird and like disassociative, I guess.
Yeah, that shit gets weird. Like, okay, so explain this one to me. Like, I don't know. So, like, once I was at a party and been drinking quite a bit, and then I smoked some. And then, like, so I was out on the deck, and I straight up passed out, like, fainted, like, stiff board backwards. But while I was, like, out, it was like I went through the entirety of human history, right? Like I was I was seeing like
where the fuck are you time travel? What?
I don't fucking know, dude. Like
dear God,
like the entirety. Like I guess I was only out for a little bit, but like yeah, I saw all this shit, and I felt like I was out for like 1,000 years, and then like. You know, the people are around me, like, kind of waking me up. Like, dude, are you okay? What the fuck? And I was like, whoa.
Like speaking ancient Hebrew or something like that. Like,
Dude,
I came back, guys.
Hubba.
Like, seriously, like, I feel stupid. Like, oh, my cool drug things, like the Great King of the Sky was really cool sounding, and yours like, I'm time traveling in my sleep.
It's not fucking fun. I'm easily freaked out anyway, and you send me in time. I'm like, my thought is like, oh God, I'm gonna get stuck in this.
Well, I had that with salvia, but won't go there. That was that was a weird one. That's a weird thing. I wouldn't recommend it.
So let's move on to the last and final.
I like it.
We just had 20 minutes of Joe Rogan's corner.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you know, you like acid and time travel weed, but have you ever done DMT?
Oh, I wanted to. Why am I fucking talking about it?
Yeah, we're gonna keep talking. Let's go. Move.
No,
we got one more. We got one more.
We can do this. All right. Final one.
It's the cancer one.
Might as well call this the this is like my rule, man. Be not a cancer on the earth. Leave room for nature. Leave room for nature. Well,
Said it once. I'll say it again.
I can't speak on the nature part, but you know, I fucked up the first part.
Well, they got the cancer off your earth.
Yeah, what do they do with it?
Off your earth?
Oh, so I was gonna say the next herbs and spice is Steve's tongue cancer.
That's some real spicy shit there.
Oh man,
that's Sean
geez.
spicy.
Oh fuck!
Jesus. Oh.
Yeah, did they just like incinerate that shit? Like, you know, like did they just
they
throw
didn't
half my
feed
tongue?
it to goldfish.
Well, I mean, could they though?
Yeah, the surgeon just like puts it in his pocket and he goes home. He's empty his pockets the other day. It's like, oh, honey. She's like, honey. His wife's cleaning his pants out, washing them. It's like, I found 5 tumors in your pocket. Can you make sure you clean them out before you leave work?
Did they like keep
what the
growing?
What's this lymph node doing here?
Like that'd be cool. Like you just, you know, you put it in a little potted, you know, a pot of dirt, and just let it grow. Like would it, you know, grow just like a tumor tree? That'd be cool. Like feed it, you know, instead of water, like blood and.
No, I don't think it'd be cool. I don't know.
I think it sounds like a Cradle of Filth cover.
Sounds
right
like
there. That's what album cover.
Sounds like a Clive Barker like story. I don't know. Or what's the dude from that did? They did a thing about it in Rick and Morty. Cronenberg. It's like a Cronenberg.
Yeah, that does sound very Cronenberg-esque.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's more Cronenberg than Barker, but still terrifying nonetheless, especially if it starts talking.
So, last episode we mentioned, the Stones sort of fell victim to the satanic panic of the 80s and 90s.
Satan!
So, allegedly, the Georgia Guidestones had some satanic and pagan rituals take place.
Oh, no.
People would supposedly gather around them at night in robes and shit and sacrifice, Fluffy and Herbert. But there was no, actual... I couldn't find anything of actual signs. Like, they said there's, little fires and shit. Yeah.
Which, I mean...
Candles up there, but that's it.
But, I mean, yeah. That seems pretty innocent enough,
I mean, that could just be your local fucking, hippies, man, having a drum circle. They wanted to bring some candles up there,
This is not band practice, or not?
Maybe.
Could be.
Yeah, bring your tuba.
Let's go get stoned, man, up by the stones. And listen.
Streets are good.
And we're going to listen to the Stones. I'm not really fast on...
Crusty Jugglers.
Oh.
Crusty Jugglers.
I love that movie.
That's such a good movie.
Oh, my God. Yeah, so, almost immediately, after the Stones went up, local pastors were calling it satanic. One, Mr. Reverend James Travenstead of the Elberton Church of God said after the 1980 ceremony, "We don't think Mr. Christian is a Christian." Oh,
right in his name.
Well, fuck you.
Sounds pretty fucking Christian to me.
We don't think he's a cola either.
Or E. coli.
Ooh, E. coli. E. coli.
Jeez.
He continued, look what it says about the unity of the world. That's where the Antichrist will unite the governments of the world. So,
Governments and the Antichrist are like this.
Man, that's too bad. The Antichrist gets a bad rap. He doesn't need that NWO shit on him. He would never turn heel like that.
So, apparently, it was really bad. Church people were threatening
castration.
The builder. I was gonna quote it, but I couldn't. They were threatening Mr. Wyatt. And oh shit, I can't think of the other name, but yeah, anybody involved with building it, their church people were threatening them. Which that's the dumbest shit ever. We believe in God, but we'll fucking bomb your ass.
Yeah, it's right there in the, Jesus wrote it down in the first commandment, hey, if you say something I don't like, I'm going to bomb your ass.
You say something I don't like, fuck you.
I think that was in Corinthians.
You're going to catch these hands.
Going to be throwing some bows.
All right, hang on, Jesus. Come on, let's be reasonable.
I believe that was in the book of.
You should have used tempered reason.
I say, let's have some tempered reason here. Yes. So there's a bit of a misconception about our friend RC, also known as Robert Christian, and that's that he's an unknown individual. But if you were lucky enough to watch the lovely 2015 documentary titled Dark Clouds Over Elberton, well, that documentary does some of its best to shed light on who our cola friend really is.
So the documentary is pretty shitty. There's the best part is when the documentary crew drove down to see Mr. Wyatt Martin. If you guys remember, that's the banker who knew RC's real name.
Oh, I thought that was our Spanish teacher.
No.
Sorry. That's
Miss. That is Wyatt. Yes.
Maybe they're related.
I felt like during this, when the documentary crew got down there, they were being little cunt nuggets. With regards to Mr. Martin,
He was elderly and quite, maybe not with it. I don't think he seemed all with it.
no,
No.
and the crew took advantage of a mentally sick, possibly mentally sick old man.
Not right.
But they did turn up some good info.
You can question their the tactics, but can't argue with the results.
Yeah. So in the documentary, he was very scant with details, but he did give away, a little bit of info about kind of the origin of everything. According to Wyatt, Robert Christian is dead and died sometime after 2000. Wyatt stated that Mr. R.C. Cola had a daughter and was in Georgia during boot camp prior to World War II, and he hailed from the Midwest and worked in the construction industry. So, that would explain how he got the granite slabs. He was like, hey, man, you think anybody will notice if I borrow a couple 2,000-pound granite slabs for the weekend? It's my kid has a school art project.
Yeah,
It's a rent-to-own deal.
we're gonna go big with this one.
She's coming home with that first fucking prize.
Now, these are all pretty big facts that at least could help figure out who RC is. Now, so according to Wyatt, him and Christian wrote back and forth each year. They kept in touch after the Guidestones went up, and usually the letters were sent from different places each time. The documentary crew asked to see the letters. Asked if Wyatt still kept the letters, and then once they realized that he did, they wanted to see the letters. So Wyatt took them out to his shed, where he kept the letters in an old IBM computer box. It was like an old, really old, yeah.
And it was falling apart, too.
Yeah. And began flipping through the letters, showing the crew what he had, but was careful to keep his finger over the postage stamps that would signify where they originated from or where they passed through. But wasn't careful enough, because the cameraman was able to snag some photos, some shots of one of the envelopes with the return address, and they also had a picture of the stamp, again showing where the postage had passed through.
Now, during this scene, Martin wasn't too sure of showing the people the letters. Wyatt was he was attempting, doing his best to take Mr. R.C. Cola's name to the grave. While looking at the letters, a few pieces of evidence popped up. First was a man named Robert Merriman. That was listed on some of the letters. And second was a mailing address of 730 Raywood Drive, Fort Dodge, Iowa. And this was all picked up by the documentary crew. So that could be a pretty big hint there.
Yep, after they took advantage of an old man in his shed, came across.
You gotta admire the
good
dude, though,
information.
trying to really keep a promise. I love that.
No. I mean, despite his age and maybe deteriorating mental quality, he took the oath of keeping the name to himself. He tried.
Seriously.
So it turned out that Robert Merriman was actually a publisher. Was actually a publisher of the book Common Sense Renewed, and people suspected that he may have been R.C. Christian, but the theory was cast aside when it found out that Merriman had died in 92. So if we are to take Wyatt at his word, then this couldn't be him because supposedly Christian died in passed after the year 2000.
Yep.
You know what I'm trying to say.
So the address that the crew that Steve mentioned was the 730 Raywood Drive, Fort Dodge, Iowa. So when the documentary was released and the internet sleuths got a hold of the address, they began to go to work. They found that the address belonged to a Dr. Herbert.
Old Herbert.
Herbert.
A Dr. Herbert Kirsten. Kirsten was a well-respected physician and was also the inventor and had 10 patents listed in the U.S. Patent Office.
Damn.
He was also a self-described conservationist. And another weird coincidence, Kirsten is also Old German for the word Christian.
Ah. So he was hiding his identity in plain sight.
Maybe it was Hitler.
The man.
He was living in Iowa, not South America.
Yeah, the man had a funny mustache. The one that came up to buy the granite, it was kind of like, just this.
You aren't a Jewish, are you?
It's weird. I never saw his mustache because he always walked around like this with his hands above it. Like
I thought maybe he just smelled his fingers.
I thought he just got done with a hot date and is sniffing his fingers. Of course, I never saw him with a woman. Never saw him with a woman, but he was with a dog a lot. So,
Steve, you got competition.
No, not even. I'm not worried. Ain't nobody fucking dogs like me.
Oh, fuck.
Oh. Anyway. So it just so happens that Dr. Curitin was in boot camp.
Kirsten
Dunst.
Curdane. Creatine. Okay, I got it. Dr. Creosote was in boot camp. It turns out he was in boot camp in Georgia prior to World War II and also served in WW2. Kristen was a conservationist who was outspoken about environmental issues and also population control, or checking some boxes here. He worked in construction when he was younger, and I don't think we mentioned, but it was known that R.C. Christian had some experience in concrete work. At least he'd mentioned he had some experience in concrete work and construction. So when he was younger and had 2 daughters, 2 sons. Now, according to Fort Dodge historian William Salas Doan. Sailors.
Sailors. It's
William,
like the Northeast talking about pirates. Them sailors.
Them sailors out in the car. So old Bill S. Doan, back in the 70s and 80s, Dr. Kirsten decided he was an architect.
Just out of nowhere, he's like,
he's George Costanza.
Yeah, he totally Costanza'd them.
Yeah. Surprised he didn't call himself Art Vandelay.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so the documentary crew had some records and documents shared with them by a college professor in Fort Dodge. Wonder if he went to University of Georgia. One of the documents. One of the documents was a brief bio on Dr. Kirsten Dunst, and guess what? His beliefs that were written about in his bio mirrored that of one Mr. R.C. Coley Christian.
Huh.
Kirsten states that, quote, "The number one world health problem is the population explosion. He also states that controlling population is the most important problem confronting humanity. So that definitely sounds like it comes straight from the Guidestones.
Yeah. Yeah, but do you think a population explosion would be beneficial to his ideology?
Unless it's the wrong ones
What were we talking
that
about?
are exploding.
I really liked him in Spider-Man.
Yeah. Real
Kirsten Dunst.
looker in that.
Was he in Spider-Man? He was with Toby,
Spooderman.
opposite Toby Maguire.
Yeah. She's sitting there trying to fuck Spider-Man while also saying, the population really concerns me.
You know, Peter, you really should be more.
Tongue, Spider-Man.
You better not sling that web in where I think you're going to sling it, because I don't want to contribute to the population getting out of control.
We don't want no kids. We're carbon neutral here.
So on a down note, Mr. Wyatt Martin died a couple years back. It was in 1/2/21/21. That is 12/21/2021. That is December 21st.
Yeah, not 1921.
2021, year of our Lord. As the coincidences and facts keep on piling up, it was found that Dr. Kirsten Dunst actually palled around with some pretty fucking big bigots at that time. Pretty big racists.
Yeah, like Doc Ock and the Lizard. Those are
Green
man,
Goblin
they
was
were
probably a huge bigot, right?
They were at all the meetings.
Yeah.
One of his friends was a Dr. William Shockley, who was a Nobel Prize-winning physicist who invented the transistor.
Yeah, that's a good transistor.
So this dude was friends with Mr. Kirsten.
Yeah.
In the 70s, Dr. Shock, he was also from Fort Wayne, Iowa, Fort Dodge, Iowa.
No. Fort Wayne. He's from the Wang? You're from the Wang?
So in the 70s, Dr. Shockley was known for his belief that blacks were inferior to whites, and people under the IQ of 100 should be sterilized.
See, that's some supervillain shit. I mean, that's the Shocker for you. Like
Shockley was attempting to thank
Dr. Shocker.
He was also trying to figure out a way of. He tried creating a measurement to show how whites are superior to blacks, but was never able to. Obviously,
And more shocking than that, he held the belief that you need to put 2 in the pink and 1 in the stink. Now the 2 in the pink,
all 8 in the pink.
Now the 2 in the 2 in the pink is pretty standard, but it was that 1 in the stink that was the revolutionary idea.
game changer.
I mean, honestly, bigger than the transistor. And the transistors,
throw the thumb in there.
yeah. What you do is you just take all the hands and just punch.
Sex fist.
I watched the porn called that the other night.
Jesus Christ.
It wasn't a punching movie like I thought it was.
No karate in that one.
I thought it was. I thought, Bruce Lee was in there now.
Just punching vaginas. Booty holes.
You haven't seen nothing until you've seen a vagina give birth to a full arm. Yeah. I was watching, all of a sudden an arm just came out, and I'm like...
Came out?
Yeah.
Where did it come from?
It was attached to a person, but the person was elbow deep.
In the borderline?
Oh, so it came out in reverse.
Oh,
I
was
thinking
expecting-
I had the same. Yeah,
Like the fist came out.
yeah, that's what I had in my mind. I was like, how
Like,
the fuck does
it's
that
like,
work?
did he punch her from her? I don't know. Anyway, that's another episode.
Yep, but never look up well-aged grandmas again on Pornhub.
Why would you? Anyway, Doctor.
I like watching it for entertainment.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah, okay.
Yep, I've heard that one before.
Yep, I just read it. I'm just watching this. I'm just watching these weird grandma porn for the articles.
I got the sex drive right now of a snail, so I'm not even worried about it. I just
You know what? I think I know why. Jesus.
Fisting grandma porn.
Oh man, that's okay.
At Jake's wedding, I'm gonna get up next to his grandma and say, "So, what are you doing?" TJ, get the fuck away from her. Get away from her. You're not.
Oh, actually, TJ, she's been kind of lonely lately, so have at it. Have at it. Now, Dr. Kirsten then also went on to write a letter to a newspaper in Florida, expressing his opinions on good guy. No, not really. One David Duke. And for all you don't know, David Duke was the former Grand Wizard in the KKK.
The Country Kitchen for Kids.
Yeah. In the Mortal Kombat world, where everything's with the cuss sound has a K. The letter written to the Sun Sentinel was a response to an article that the author published about how David Duke was basically a piece of shit. And Dr. Kirsten also went as far to say that David Duke and a man named Patrick Buchanan were true Bushanani were true patriots and had America's only the best interests for America in mind.
Yeah. So
I find that hard to to swallow.
Old Kirsten and / RC Cola, they really kept good company.
Yeah. So now, okay. Can we going back to now, maybe looking at the guides a little more closely, knowing this. Yeah, they kind of seem. It paints it a little darker overtones, we'll say, and undertones, and just all around.
Yeah. I like how people still. I watched a few clips, fairly recent clips. One was from the History Channel, and the other one was from another podcast, and they clearly overlooked that this was possibly Herbert Kirsten. They're like, "Oh, we still don't know who it is." I'm like,
I mean,
yeah.
It's fair to say you don't definitively know it.
No, they said they don't like it. They refer to him as anonymous,
Right. Well, maybe
And I'm
they're worried about some retribution or legal action.
Or maybe they didn't have decent enough firewalls on their computers.
Look, we don't know specifically who it might be, but circumstantially, it does paint a pretty clear picture of who it is.
I had somebody tell me that it was just like a breadcrumb trail to lead you away from who it really was.
Oh, so they planted those letters in that mentally unfit old man's shed as
it's a
diversion.
A coincidence they found the letters, and I'm like, no.
Probably not.
That's a pretty big coincidence.
There are coincidences in life, and sometimes, but
I mean, that's a huge raging coincidence.
Yeah.
So, what do you guys think about this? Pretty interesting, wasn't it?
Well, it is, and I don't. I think we don't want to gloss over the current status of the Guidestones.
Oh fuck! I forgot. Yes.
So
they got blowed up.
Yes, in July of 2022. So, what did I say? So we actually started this whole thing. I'm trying to think of what the year was.
Wait, what
we
year
started
is it
this.
now?
So we started this episode.
23.
Damn it! I had it written down somewhere. Oh, there it is. 43 years ago, from March of this year, the Guidestones were built. And a year, come July, they were destroyed by an unknown person, or persons, who detonated some kind of explosive device, which destroyed, really only destroyed one of the vertical pillars of the Guidestones. It was actually the Swahili Hindi language slab, and then which also caused damage to the capstone. But with the fact that there was video footage of the vehicles entering around the time it happened and exiting, and the Georgia, I think, the Bureau of Investigation getting involved, and I think maybe the FBI getting involved. They've got no idea who carried this crime out.
Well, that and there's cameras up and down both sides of the road.
That's what I mean. They caught.
And they didn't see the car. They didn't see. Well, they didn't. Once it left the place, they didn't see the car.
Yeah.
On either of the cameras, either way.
Yeah.
So and
where did it go?
I don't think the actual Bureau of Investigation actually did any investigation, as its name may have implied.
They basically, what they did was they destroyed the rest of the Guidestones, citing that it was a safety hazard. They bulldozed it down, removed the granite. I think they donated the granite. What'd they do?
Habitat of Humanity. Someone's got a nice,
nice
home with some the 8.
That
the 10
foot,
Guidestones.
that 2 foot thick, whatever granite probably makes a nice countertop.
Honey, why does it say kill all black people on here?
Whoa, hey, where did it say that? It's in Swahili. It's in Swahili.
Don't mind it. Just put the towel over it. We'll ignore it for now.
Yeah. We'll put the God bless this mess.
Live, laugh, love.
Oh my God! But didn't they also?
Wouldn't that be funny if that's what they inscribed on the Guidestones? Was just in dead languages. It was just live, laugh, love.
I'm trying to think. So once it blew up, it was only within a day or two, it was taken down.
Yeah,
so, no actual investigation could have happened.
No, it didn't take long. Also,
and the federal government actually assisted in the cleaning up of it.
Yeah. Which, as weird as the Guidestones were in their life, they are equally as weird in their destruction. And to top it all off, so there was this separate concrete pad that had some writing and some specifics on there, some clarification stuff. There's also a point where it said time capsule and included no dates. Basically said time capsule here. Don't open up before, and then there was no date. So after the destruction and the cleanup, they actually dug 6 feet down underneath the slab where there's time capsule supposed to be, and no time capsule.
Which could explain why there was no date on it.
Well, right. They hadn't actually planted anything down there, but it all calls into question. What happened? Did they intend to put the time capsule there, but they got their wires crossed and they put the big slab over where they were going to bury it, and then they're like, shit. Well, we can't bury a time capsule here now under this concrete pad.
Herbert, get your shoebox out. We're about to plant us a time capsule.
Yeah. All that's in here are some Laffy Taffy and a
grandma porn.
Grandma porn? Oh, it's the
grandma.
It's the Colonel's 11 herbs and spices. Oh, okay.
Last one being Granny's pubic hair.
Granny's, yeah,
That's one of them. Yep.
Gives it that silver tinge. Like KFC's famous for. The chicken has that silver hue to it. Please don't sue us, KFC.
I'm not gonna lie, this is a lot more interesting than I. Once I started digging into it, I was pretty.
Yeah. It's an impressive monument. I mean, the fact, just the size and the scope, I think it's impressive. It is. I know certain people from the University of Georgia think that any fifth grader could erect those and align them with the stars and the sun and the moon and translating it to Swahili, But we're not all graduates from the University of Georgia, so
no,
I find it impressive.
Unfortunately, I couldn't afford them.
I went to the South Harmon Institute of Technology. Best education I ever got. I'm a shithead. God damn it.
Okay. All right, I gotcha.
But hopefully you guys enjoyed this.
Yeah.
I think we'll be coming back next week. So with the harp.
Oh,
We're talking about harp.
Weather manipulation at its finest.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
We may actually have somebody special call in for a special interview, Mr. Jesse the Body Ventura.
As long as he can,
Sexual T-Rex.
yeah. As long as he can, he calls the right people. Because again, he keeps referring to us as sandwich boys, and then he gets distracted and disappears off and makes himself some supper.
He ends up at Subway.
Yeah.
He calls a group in Brooklyn that's making sandwiches.
He just calls Subway. He's like, "Give me the sandwich boys. I got to talk to him about this harp thing. It's real important."
And on 420, we'll also be releasing our Riff Tracks version of Reefer Madness.
Reefer.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So we've got some cool shit in the pipeline. I'm really excited about this year. Be a lot of experimentation, a lot like what Steve was like in college.
Hey,
The 3-dick rule.
I never hit my third dick.
We already know Skylar did. He's been to, what's it called, the Build-A-Bear group. Or Build-A-Bear group, I'm sorry.
Yeah, he went to Build-A-Bear at least once.
Lost count.
I stepped in there. I was like, nope, not going to get me. So I closed my mouth and put my hand over my butthole and waddled out of there.
That's I mean, it's such a terrible waste of one of your dicks. I mean, you might as well. I don't know. You only get 3. You don't want to throw one away.
I didn't buy anything, so I've still
you're
got
okay.
all 3 of my dicks. Yeah.
So,
That's solid.
yeah, I mean, just the act of buying.
Yep.
Oh, well.
So,
Yeah, I'm screwed.
if you step inside, like if you just go inside, that doesn't count. Like you have to.
It's just like if you just stick the head in,
Okay. Just
it doesn't
the tip.
count.
Don't count.
Yeah. Or if you take it and just beat it against the lips, like you're whipping them.
Whip it.
Jesus.
Whip it good.
That was in the original draft of Indiana Jones. Instead of a whip, he just took his dick out and swung across the ravine like that. And they're like, I don't know about that.
I'm not following
Sounds
that.
too much like a dick hitting a pussy right there, guys. We got to cut that out.
I'm not following that guy. Look, I mean, look at the trail behind him now.
Do you think his dick wears a hat too? Like the same fedora style?
Oh, he's got the little saddle on the dick too, and he's like, oh! It's like the dog got a creature from a Never-Ending Story.
Maybe that'll be the new sidekick.
Is that
In the new movie.
Trantor? No.
No, Trantor's from Ernest Scared Stupid.
Oh.
Short round takes on a whole new meaning.
Jesus. So, thanks for listening, guys. We appreciate it. Hopefully you have a good Easter. Please check us out on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and give us a review. If you give us a good review and then send us an email at lunchpailboys@gmail.com, we'll send you some stickers.
Skylar will buy you a Build-A-Bear.
I'm getting ready for Build-A-Bear.
They're turning our frogs
Got
gay.
Build-A-Bear bukkake.
Jesus.
Got to protect your
So, yeah.
eyes.
For those of you out there that haven't written a review for us, write one, let us know, email us, or get on our Facebook group, let us know, and we'll send you some stikers. So, we love y'all.
Hail Satan.
Build-A-Bear Bukkake.
I don't know what to say to that. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
The dog dare.